Yo, what is good, Buckeye Nation? Welcome back to the Game Podcast. This is your boy MB. So let's get started with. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. So let's get into the show. Today we're gonna be talking about this is episode 2 of the season schedule review. So let's get into the video. Who we have up next on the schedule. So last video we talked about the first 3 games of the season: Indiana, Youngstown State, and Western Kentucky. We talked about how we kind of talked about how they can approach the season. Kind of glossed over who were the first 3 games. We kind of know what the results are. Those are the results of what those games are going to be, right? We already know that. Most likely, we're gonna blow them out. And we're talking about how we want to what we want to see, how aggressive they should be coming out the season, what we want to see from the cornerbacks and the defensive ends and all that stuff. So today we're gonna be talking about we're gonna do part 2, and we're gonna talk about the next 3 games coming up on the schedule, right? So the next 3 games is Notre Dame, Maryland, the Maryland Terrapins, and the Purdue Boilermakers, right? And right after the game against Notre Dame, we have an off. we have an off week, and I want to talk about that a little bit right now. And we're gonna be talking about Notre Dame a little bit. We're gonna talk about Notre Dame majority today. And because I think that's really the most important game, right? But I want to talk about this off week, right? I'm not a big fan of this off week. I don't know why they scheduled it after 4 games. Usually we play. In most recent times, we usually get a break after like the 5th game, and so that's a little bit weird. And that's gonna be I think that's gonna be tough on Ohio State, because we're gonna be playing 8 straight games after that. There's no off season. No off week after that, right? So that's actually gonna be really tough. So let's go talk about Notre Dame a little bit, right? So I've been doing a lot of research on them, and every time I kind of research them, they impress me a lot. Now, offense, they impressed me really. They impressed me a lot, right? They have a lot of potential talent, but it's unproven, right? Especially on the offensive side. They're bringing in Sam Hartman. We already know he's a top 10 quarterback. Probably projected to be a top 10 quarterback. He's really good. He really did great in the spring game. He was on point. Was really great at Wake Forest. He's one of my favorite players to he's one of my favorite players to watch. And if you let this guy sit in the pocket, and he can pick you apart, right? But they have a lot of guys that do a few guys that do impress me, but again, they're a little bit unproven. One of the guys I want to talk about is Chris Tyree. He's probably their most explosive guy on offense. Really, they have a lot of potential talent, but it's really unproven, right? These guys got underutilized last year because of Tommy Rees. We already know with that situation, it just was not a really good fit with them. And they have a lot of good talent. Also, another player that really impressed me was what was his name? Hold on. It was oh crap. Yeah, Jaden Thomas. Yeah, number 83, Jaden Thomas. Right. He played really well. He has okay speed. He gets open really well. But again, like, none of these guys are really explosive, and I do think we're gonna win this game. Defensively, they have some guys. Again, potential talent. But again, I don't think they have enough to keep up with their guys. Of course, they have Javonte Jean-Baptiste. We all know him. Kind of was a disappointment, but he had kind of second in sacks last season as a reserve. So if he develops, that's gonna be tough. Of course, for our defensive line, offensive line, because we're kind of we're kind of we're kind of worried about that. We don't know what it's going to be. These are inexperienced guys, so they can attack us with that. They have two guys. I forgot his name, but he's number 99. He's more of a run, like a very run support type of defensive end. But they got some potential guys. They also got that cornerback again. I can't believe I forgot his name. Like number 20. If you're a Notre Dame fan, you know who he is. I think he's number 20. I forgot it. I think it's Morrison. I forgot his name, but it's Morrison. He was really good. I know you guys. Know you guys are expecting him to have a really good season. He's a really good cornerback. Then you have another guy coming back who's a senior. He's just like 6'2" long. He has showed some potential there, and it's gonna be a tough game. Every time I kind of look at this team, they're gonna be really tough. I really want to say that we're gonna dominate them, but I don't think that's gonna be the case. It's gonna be a close game. Then let's go down to the next game in the Maryland Terrapins, right? So one thing I want to comment, right, is that we're going to be facing two of the best quarterbacks this season right now on the schedule. These guys are really good. And our defensive line, our defense, they need to step up, especially our defensive line. We really need these guys to step up. We really do. We really need our defensive line to step up. They really have to have a dominant season, because we're really going to need it. These guys can hurt these two, Talia and Sam Hartman. They can light it up. They can hurt you. We all know what Talia did in the last game the second to the last game. He torched us, and they can do it again. They're bringing us back some good offensive players. That I know they lost some guys, but they got some good guys coming back, and that's going to be a tough game. Then we got Purdue. Not really, look. With Purdue, they lost their coach. They're bringing a new head coach. I don't know if they're going to be that good. And of course, you always have to take a look at Purdue. They're always they're called the spoil makers for a reason. They always find a way to upset a team. But I don't think really under the Ryan Day era we're gonna see a loss like that. I mean, anything can happen. I just don't see I don't really see a huge, I don't see a blowout loss like we saw in the Urban Meyer era. I think we're gonna handle them. I think we're gonna handle them well. They lost some of their talent. They lost their receiver. They lost I can't believe I keep forgetting these guys. I know their names. I just can't think about it. I just can't think about it right now in my head. But I know these guys' names, but they lost some guys, and I don't think they're going to be really that good. But again, who knows? They're the spoiler makers for a reason. But that's all I really have for today. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to this video. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think it would be tough for Ohio State to beat this team? Do you think we're going to dominate them? What do you think? Do you think Notre Dame's going to upset us? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. All right, guys, I'm out. Peace.